Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have your doubts, not what I'm about, have your fucking cloud, it be raining now, I keep making sound, go another round, bitch I'm legend bound, can't stop me now. You don't wanna fuck with me, a slow burn like a disease. Just tell me that I can and I'll show you things that you couldn't believe. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can.
Hey guys, and welcome back to Anzo. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the potential landing spots for Carlos Correa. Let's get into it. Baseball is finally back. Now we're going to be getting a bunch of news, and we've already got a bunch of free agency news. The Yankees have traded Gary Sanchez, Gio Urshela over to the Minnesota Twins for 3 players. We're getting Josh Donaldson and we're getting IKF. You guys already know who I'm talking about. And we also got a catcher. We have a stopgap, meaning that we're not going to need a Carlos Correa when it comes to the Yankees. At least that's how it looks like right now. I wish it would be otherwise, but that's a whole different topic. Now with IKF at shortstop, he provides a solid glove. We're not going to really need a Correa because we basically got our infield set. Now what I want to talk about is where can Carlos Correa land? And I want to talk about the 3 different spots that I see him possibly landing, or at least that's what everyone has been talking about that he could land, and my opinion on each one of those. The 3 top teams that were the Yankees' competition, I guess you could say, in getting Carlos Correa had to be the Astros 1, because you always got to count in the home team. The Cubs 2, which were reportedly trying to really make a run for him. And 3, the Detroit Tigers. The Astros were the team that drafted Carlos Correa. He obviously has some love for them. You would think that if he has his home out here, he'll probably keep it, especially if he's considering staying in Houston. That would be the logical thing to do, right? No, actually, Carlos Correa just recently posted up his house for sale for $1.6 million. He actually lives 12 minutes away from me. I actually live in Houston. And in past interviews, he's basically been telling the fans goodbye when it comes to the Astros. And basically he told management, hey, look, no negotiation, none of that stuff during the season. He's also stated basically indirectly that, oh, it would be great to win a championship in my last year here with the Astros. And all of that basically stating, hey, look, this is my last year. I don't know where I'm going to go, but it's definitely not going to be the Houston Astros. And just recently, Jim Crane actually just came out and was like, hey, look, I'm actually going to get involved in this because we want to sign Carlos Correa. We're going to get a deal done. But I don't know if that's just one of those things where the owner's just saying things so that the fans feel like, oh, we really gave it an effort, or if he just really wants to keep Carlos Correa, because they don't do long-term contracts. So I don't know how that's going to play out. We're going to have to see about that one. But if there is a team that Carlos Correa could go to that is going to be a contender, it would be the Astros, right? They keep their core and they keep on going, and they could win another championship fair and square. Now we move on to Detroit. Detroit was really making a push for him before the lockout. They actually offered him a contract. Keep in mind, they have Hinch there, which was the Astros' former manager during the cheating scandal. So Correa and Hinch basically had a good relationship. That wasn't enough to sway Carlos Correa to take a contract of what, $275 million, something around there, not really getting too close to the $300 million or above that Correa is going to be asking for. So Carlos Correa said no to the Detroit Tigers, and now he's not going there for sure. It just goes to show that 10 years, $275 million that Detroit offered wasn't going to be enough, and he is going to be asking for way more. And not only that, but Detroit already has Baez, and so they already signed him to a decent contract. So definitely the owner isn't going to be willing to go out of his way to make another attempt at a huge contract. Remember, Detroit is just going to start building up to be a contender. They're nowhere close right now to getting there. They have great young talent, but it's going to take several years for them to contend. And the last team is the Chicago Cubs. It's so random to me because the Chicago Cubs basically like sold off everyone that they had, whether it was Rizzo, Chris Bryant, and Baez, and traded them all away. Now they're like, all right, let's sign Stroman to a decent amount of money. And then also, yeah, we're definitely going in on Carlos Correa. I don't know where they're at. Definitely, they're not going to be in contention, I feel like, for another year or two. Carlos Correa going to the Chicago Cubs never really made sense to me. I'm sure if the Chicago Cubs were willing to go over 10 years and $350 million, maybe Carlos Correa would listen or just use that to drive up the numbers of other teams that he would actually want to play for. Unless it's a Robinson Cano kind of situation where the player just goes out to a random team like the Seattle Mariners, who are never going to win, at least back then, just for the money. And keep in mind, the Cubs do not do long contracts, same as the Houston Astros. And at the end of the day, Carlos Correa wants to win. I think with his ego, he is going to want to win more championships to erase the cheating championship that he won with the Houston Astros. And so I think he's really going to make a push on signing a contract with a team that can actually win a championship this year, next year, and for the years to come. And that's definitely not the Chicago Cubs. That's definitely not the Detroit Tigers. The Astros, their core is starting to go away, and so I don't see them necessarily being that top team that they were in the last few years. And you got to minus the cheating as well. If I were Carlos Correa, I wouldn't choose any of those three teams, and I would start choosing certain winners, whether that was the Dodgers, but definitely he has heat with the Dodgers, and I don't think the Dodgers need a fifth shortstop because I feel like they have a bunch of shortstops. A team like the Yankees would be a perfect fit. The Red Sox could be an honorable mention. There has been word that possibly the Red Sox want to move on from Bogarts, since his shortstop defensive skills aren't really there, and maybe move him to second and then sign Carlos Correa to be a shortstop. But I don't see that really happening. The Red Sox are shifting more towards being budget friendly, and I don't see them signing a $300+ million player. Now, if they were in contention, that could be a real serious landing spot. But I just don't see them really spending that much amount of money to just get Carlos Correa. At the end of the day, like I said, the Astros could be a good fit for Carlos Correa to go back to if they give him the right amount of money, or if they give him a short-term contract but with a high annual income. And that could be another possibility that either the Yankees could do or the Astros or any other team, is give a short-term contract, same way that Scott Boras did with Trevor Bauer. That way Carlos Correa can actually enter free agency next offseason when it's just a normal offseason and actually get solid offers. And that could be an option that Carlos Correa plays around with and just gets paid a huge amount of money for this season, and then from there sees who actually wants him. But I really do hope the Yankees actually give it a try and see what we can do with Carlos Correa. Even if it's a short-term contract, he is a difference maker. And whatever team he goes to, they are going to get a superstar. Thank you for watching. I appreciate each and every single one of you guys. As always, make sure to smash that like button like Giancarlo Stanton did against the Red Sox with that grand slam. And make sure to use code Anzo, A-N-Z-O, on SeatGeek to get $20 off your first purchase. That means $20 off any sporting event or really any concerts or things like that around your area. Who wouldn't want to save money? Make sure to use my code so you can save some money. And make sure to follow me at Anzo Media on Instagram and Twitter. And make sure to check out these two right here. I have a playlist and a video that's best suited for you. As always, I appreciate you guys for watching. Make sure to comment below. Let me know what you guys think. You were watching Anzo, and I'll see you guys next time.